What they're doing to Nolan Wall's family is making me angry. This is just flat out evil. According to TMZ, the Mississippi Nursing Board has launched an investigation into Nolan Wall's mom for professional misconduct because some white supremacists sent in some fraudulent complaints to get her zapped. These are the same people who, by the way, has filled like her personal review for health professionals. They filled that with like 1 star. So they're bombarding her with 1 stars. Now they're leaving fake complaints that are resulting in official investigation. Now, I'm not sure what the implications of this are. Like, I don't know if this stays on her record, if like employers could see that she was under investigation at some point, but this is not cool, bruh. They're adding to the trauma this woman is receiving. Check this out, man. So Nolan Wall's mom, Christine Wansley, is having her professional conduct called into question, but her family attorney, Benjamin Crumb, says it's just a bogus intimidation tactic, which I'll be real, I feel like the nursing board should know this. Like, they should know, especially with like the negative, like with the 1-star reviews they've been leaving, they're doing anything to try to hurt this woman. Here's the deal. Crump announced Wednesday that the Mississippi Board of Nursing has undertaken a professional misconduct investigation into Christine's job performance based on an anonymous complaint filed against her after Nolan's death. Crump says the complaint is a warning shot at a grieving mother. They're able to do something this evil so effortlessly because they don't view people who look like me and you as humans or as peers. They just don't. They don't view Christine as a grieving mother who just lost her son about 3 weeks ago. They view her as an obstacle and a nuisance. They view her as somebody who's exposing the system of white supremacy. They view her as somebody who's able to come in and call attention to the prejudice. These sheriffs, detectives, whoever they are, came to like Horns Island, seen a dead body, and within an hour said no foul play. Without any investigation within a circumstance, no foul play, investigation closed. And she's exposing that and bringing attention to that. They're bringing attention to prejudices and white supremacy within the legal system, and they can't stand it, right? So he's 100% correct when he says, yo, they meant to pressure and scare her into staying quiet. He says the person who filed it is too embarrassed to put their name on it. So they filed an anonymous complaint. And it's crazy how somebody can file an anonymous complaint that leads to an investigation. So he adds, it's a distraction, it is intimidation, and we will not let it stand. Christine had part of her identity stolen from her the day that Nolan died. Now someone is trying to take another piece of it. The cruelty knows no bounds. Crumb says the timing of the complaint is incredibly suspicious, arguing Christine never received any complaints before. But all of a sudden, one comes out of the blue right after Nolan dies. He says this just shows the family is asking the right questions and they'll keep at it. No truer words have been spoken. If her investigation was not effective, if she wasn't putting pressure on people, if she wasn't holding people accountable, then they wouldn't be after her. There will be no need, because what reason do you have to go after a grieving mother? Now, Nolan Wall's mom will respond back to, all the evil stuff that's been done to her. And even her messaging, as of lately, is still powerful and still strong. And she reiterated, all she's asking for is an investigation. All she's asking for is answers. She's not pointing fingers at anybody. All she wants is an investigation.
Hey, Boo Bears. Let me say this. My husband and I are going to continue to advocate. I know so many people are like, oh my God, you need to stay off social media. You need to give it a break. Well, just know I'm not on social media all day. I'm not. I've been heavy in my Kindle. And then, of course, too, I have other children that I take care of. But occasionally I do pop on. Most of the time I just post, come off. But trust and believe that I'm doing the things I need to do to take care of my mental. And sometimes posting does feel nice because I get to check in with my different Boo Bears and see how everyone is doing. But if you have an issue with me advocating and asking questions, I don't think I'm the problem, babe. I think you're the problem. I think you need to take a step back and ask yourself, why are you so triggered? Or what is causing you to be so upset that I am asking for answers? That is it. That is all. Never ask for special treatment, none of that. But there are just a lot of people who's bothered. But what I will tell you is that there are a lot more people who, despite the nasty negative narratives that are trying to be thrown out there, there's a lot of other people supporting me and my husband Elmore, and we just appreciate that.
And I think that's important to point out because good will always override evil, but that don't mean that evil needs to be ignored. These people are doing everything in their power to try to ruin this woman's life simply for asking, hey, what happened to my son? Hey, I want answers. And there are people who believe that she owes them a conversation or she owes them a reach out. And when she have decided, hey, I'm gonna take a step back and allow the investigation to take its part, they even get more pissed off at her. A la Nolan Wall's friends, their parents. No, she won't talk to us yet because she already tried earlier, bruh. It's the same nonsense. She's gonna take a step back and allow the investigation to take place. She's never said your son did anything. She never said he did anything. She never said y'all did anything. She just says, let the investigation take its part. Well, there are obvious things that we gotta point out. There are obvious things that we gotta point to, the facts of the case, but I'm not gonna blame anybody, and she still hasn't. But yet they're treating her as if she's doing something inherently wrong other than asking what happened to her son.
You know, just as parents, losing a child, I'm telling you y'all, it hits different. My mom passed away. It's going to be 8 years. And this hurt, I've said this in another video, this hurt is different. This is like a soul wrenching hurt. Like you feel like your heart is just being ripped out. Like I don't even know if that's even a good way to describe this hurt, but yeah. But I just want to say thank you guys. Like I'm telling y'all, like, thank you so much. Thank you to all the content creators who are using their podcasts, their platforms, all those things to make sure that Nolan's story is going. Like, I appreciate y'all. And I know I say thank you all the time, but even when I'm broken, like I still need to give thanks, whether it's thanking the Lord for another day, thanking him for the time we had with Nolan, or just simply saying thank you to you guys for just loving on me and my family and your prayers. And I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't get back to everybody because it is overwhelming, but just know I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm going to go clean up and get my life together.
You kind of have to ask yourself why Christine has not received the same level of protection and coverage for her harassment that Ashley Cole and these others have. Ashley Cole got some negative DMs. It was front page of TMZ. Police got involved. People got arrested. Christine received the same level of harassment. People now consider Christine a villain. We haven't heard about it. Christine got negative calls. She got threats to her phone. She had to change her settings on her phone to stop receiving it. Well, no, not to stop it, just so like she don't get alerted anymore for the negative calls coming in. People don't treat her. They don't treat her as if she is the victim. No, but they treat these other people who get to wake up to their sons every day. They're not grieving mother, she is. Benjamin Crumb was on Art of the Dialogue, and he put into perspective truly the amount of harassment that Christine has been receiving that nobody seems to care about because they're still treating her as if she did something wrong because she's asking for accountability and for an investigation to be done.
I'm hearing that she even receiving hate mail.
Oh man, they're getting all kind of attacks and threats, and obviously, it's just a shame before God. We come and we start trying to fight for the life of this young black child and to get answers, and then we get threats and death threats and attacks and hate mail and all this stuff. But we're used to it because this is what we do. We're civil rights lawyers, and we know that civil rights leaders have always been attacked. Whether it was my personal hero, Thurgood Marshall, his life was always under threat when he was just trying to find out how did black people end up hung in trees, castrated with their eyes bulged out. But they would blame us as being race baiters when we're saying, hold on, we want answers because if this was your loved one, this was your family, wouldn't you want answers too? I mean, but we're made to be the people who are the bad people, and that is fine because they did it to, Thurgood Marshall, they did it to Martin Luther King, they did it to Medgar Evers, They did it to Fannie Lou Hamer. They did it to, Ida B. Wells, who documented that the state of Mississippi is the state that had the most lynchings in the history of America. And all of them were attacked for just trying to shed light, to speak truth to power, to try to say we have rights as Americans to the Constitution and to vote and to have the right to life and not to be wrongfully convicted. But all of those people I named my heroes were condemned by the state of Mississippi while they were fighting for equal rights. And so, if people are going to condemn us, then I guess we're in good company with Thurgood Marshall and Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers and Fannie Lou Hamer and the great Ida B. Wells. I'm okay being in that company. My ancestors fought for us to be able to have a voice and speak truth to power. And shame on us if we don't speak truth to power when we have all of the education and legal acumen and resources to be able to go give a voice to those who don't have a voice, to be able to help fight for marginalized people, to help fight for what my grandmother called the least of these. Shame on us if we don't stand up and fight for them because our ancestors fought for us.
And you receiving threats too, right?
Oh man, they're making all kind of attacks and threats on me and Reverend Al and anybody else who's standing up. But we're used to that. That's just a distraction.
Anyone with common sense or humanity, of course, any type of threat, harassment needs to be dealt with. If Warren's mom is receiving threats in her DMs, they need to be arrested, in which they are being arrested. And nobody is having a problem with that. You don't see Benjamin Crump or myself or anybody say, man, why are you arresting the people who's threatening Ashley Cole? No, they need to be arrested if they're making threats. That's just a fact. They need to be arrested, right? If anybody is threatening Warren's father, they need to be arrested. If they're threatening Warren, they need to be arrested. If they're threatening anybody who have not been arrested, charged, and convicted yet, they need to be arrested. Harassment and threats are not okay, but it feels like only one side is saying harassment and threats are not okay because the other side have nothing to say when Christine is being harassed. They have nothing to say when her job is being called. They have nothing to say when negative reviews is harming her professional reputation. They have nothing to say when like fake complaints is leading to official investigation from the nursing board. They have nothing to say. And I don't think that's right, bro. I just don't. It's not okay, man. Yo, what's happening to this family is enraging. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here, somewhere on my screen to find out why exactly Nolan Wells' family friend just betrayed the family. I'm going to see you guys in this video right here to find out exactly what the betrayal was. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.